Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Saratoga Springs, New York, for more Age Group Nationals and Am Cup 3. I'm Gordon Severin here with SpeediCast, and we had a great first day yesterday. Looking to have a great day today, and we're going to bring a lot of fantastic racing because we have a lot of 500s to get through, not only in our early session, but our afternoon session is all 500s all day. Take a quick look at the schedule. So we'll start with the Junior B men before going through the Masters groups for semifinals. And then we'll take our first resurface break. After that, when we come back, it'll be the semifinals, starting with the Junior Open A men, doing both the Bs for the men and women, and then semis for all the master age groups. If you want to have the schedule on hand, you can go to our Facebook page. The link is down in the description below, and we uploaded it late last night. So you'll be able to follow along and figure out when the skater you're looking to watch may possibly be racing. Keep up with our event numbers. So it looks like we're just about ready to get started here. Let's get the skater cards all set up and ready to go, and we'll get underway here. So this is event number 69, Junior B men's 1,000 meter quarterfinals. In this first heat, we have David Scolari, Kenneth Lim, Nathaniel Casson, and Joseph Hatcham. We'll be taking the top two fastest to move on out of these 4 quarterfinal heats. So our first race of the day is underway. 1,000 meters is 9 laps. There is no there is no selection spot for fastest thirds coming out of this group. It's only the top 2 that'll move on. Currently in the lead is Lim. Got Scolari in second. And then Casson and Hatcham, the 2 skaters in the blue in the back of the group. Coming around, we're going to have 5 laps to go. Lim still driving the pace. Scolari in good position here to try to qualify. Sitting in the slipstream of Lim and able to defend a qualifying position. But there goes Casson on the inside, and Hatcham looked like he wanted to go outside but could not get around. Now he's going to try it here with 3 laps to go. Moves up into third, but that won't be qualifying position. Casson on the inside of Lim gets into qualifying, and Hatcham around the outside up into second. 2 laps to go as the 2 skaters from UCB have jumped away from Lim and Scolari. There's the bell for 1 lap to go. And they have over a 10-meter lead. They will be able to get into the finish comfortably and qualify without too much drama. So coming up next, we have heat number 2 for the Junior B men. In the second heat, we have Jacob Vito, Eric Laporte, John Lee, and Andrew Kim. And going to be a little slower start out of the second heat for the Junior B boys. Looking more like a 1,500 meters. 1,000 is considered a sprint distance. The skaters are going to try to get a couple of laps ticked off before they start to pick up the pace. See if they try to get this down in about the 4 to 5 lap region before somebody decides they want to pick it up off the front. Now currently leading is Eric Laporte out of Northbrook. And John Lee with a little bit of a stumble, able to hold in 3rd place there. Jacob Vito coming around the outside, goes up into 1st place. And now they start to pick up the tempo, and here they come to 5 laps to go. Vito still the leader. Laporte right now in 2nd. Lee and Kim going to be looking to move up here as there goes Lee on the outside with 4 laps to go. I think we'll see Kim try to follow suit here shortly. But Lee now away from Vito off the front, and there goes Kim now on the outside. As he's able to go from 4th to 2nd into qualifying position. 2 laps to go. And Lee and Kim are clear off the front. Laporte able to move up into 3rd with 1 lap to go, but has a lot of ground to cover. And just need Lee and Kim to get to the line on their feet, and they will both qualify into the semifinals. Up next, we have John Schnorr, George Willock, Matthew Crovella, Benjamin Verdeen, and Alex Pack. So the first 2 heats were both 4 skaters each. You had a 50-50 shot of making it to the next round. Now you got 5 skaters on the line. So heat number 3. 5 skaters, 2 spots. Got to be in the top 2. Wheelock right now leading the pack with Crovella in second. An acceleration coming from the back of the group as Alex Pack trying to go all the way around the outside, able to move up into second. And jumping away on the front, Matthew Crovella. Right now, giving chase in third is Benjamin Ferdine. In fourth, Wheelock. In fifth is Schnorr. They've got 5 laps to go, and the pace has already picked up quite a bit. Right now, Benjamin Ferdine holding Alex Pack within about 3 meters, trying to close down the gap, give himself a chance to be able to qualify. He's got 3 laps to go, needs to close down that gap, and needs to move up at least one more place. And there goes Packer on the outside of Crovella. Doesn't want to leave anything to chance. 2 laps to go. As for Dean, having to move up at least one more spot. 1 lap to go. For Dean and Crovella right now battling for second. For Dean going for the inside pass. Down goes Crovella. So Ferdine will stay on his feet and will qualify. Looked like Crovella may have towed in the middle of the 500-meter start lines. So up next we have the 4th and final heat. It'll feature Hira Hansen, Thomas Fitzgerald, Christian Ladegaard, Aiden Lewis, and William Valentine. And Thomas Fitzgerald going to make it a quick start. He's going to jump away from the pack early. Something a little different compared to the other 3 heats. So he's going to make the early move. It's going to have to be a very long solo race for Fitzgerald if he wants to be able to qualify. Right now in second in charge of the chase is Valentine. In third is Ladegaard. In fourth, Hansen. And in fifth is Lewis. They've got 6 laps to go, and they've already caught Fitzgerald. So now the pack going to settle in behind with 5 laps to go. There goes a pass on the inside by Valentine. And another inside pass coming as Ladegaard moves up into qualifying position. And there goes Hansen up into third. Right now, Hansen and Ladegaard in the battle for second for that second qualifying spot. Here they come to 2 laps to go. Hansen going to have to get up past Ladegaard if he wants to move on. Come around to when they hit the line, they'll have 1 lap to go. Ladegaard still holding off Hansen. And now Ladegaard accelerating away from Hansen into the final corner. Valentine across the line. He will qualify, and so will Ladegaard. And that'll do it for the Junior B Men 1,000-meter quarterfinals. Up next are the Masters ladies. This is Event 70, Masters Group 1 ladies, 500-meter semifinals. In the first heat, we have Amy Peck, Nicole Zayatz, and Melissa Koenig. taking the top 2 finishers out of these 2 semifinals and the fastest third between them. And it's going to be Peck that jumps away at the start. Zayats in second, Koenig in third. Amy Peck, also known as Amy Peterson, former Olympian, has 3 laps to go. Out here because of a deal she made with one of her sons that if he qualified for nationals, she would skate it as well. 2 laps to go for the leader. Koenig now up into second. Will at least be able to guarantee herself a spot in the final. 1 lap to go as Peck hits the line. 1 lap to go now for Koenig and Zayats. Here comes Peck to the line. And I wish I had a stopwatch on that. I believe the national record for the Masters 40 age group is about 51 seconds in the 500 meter. And in the unofficial watch, that was Amy Peck in 54.4 seconds for the second heat of the Masters ladies. We've got Cherise Wilkins, Joy Weber, Maura Zimmer, and Laura Alexander. Now it looks like the officials have a little question at center ice. I don't think they'll hold the start here. So Wilkins going to jump away here early. In second is Zimmer. In third is Weber. And in fourth is Alexander. Have 3 laps to go. Down to 2, and Wilkins comfortably in the lead. Coming around to 1 lap to go for Wilkins. Wilkins the only one in this group in the Masters 30 classification. They separate him out by 5-year increments. She's across the line with plenty of time. In second, Maura Zimmer. And here comes Joy Weber. And finishing in third is Alexander.
All right, we're moving on to the next 71. Masters Group 1, 500 meters, 22. Picking top 2. Number 182, Crystal Point. Number 171, Steve Johnson. 106, Alan Valenti. 160.
Up next, we have event number 71. This is the Masters Men's Group 1 500-meter semifinals. In heat number 1, we have Chris LaPointe, Steve Johnson, Alan Valenti, Kevin Jeminder and David Francombe, taking the top two and the fastest third to move on into the final. LaPointe with home ice advantage, skates from Saratoga. We got Johnson from Oval Speed, Valenti from Connecticut, Jeminder from Midland, and Francombe representing Green Mountain. So Jeminder going to jump away in a hurry. LaPointe in second. In third right now is Valenti. In fourth is Steve Johnson. And there goes Johnson up into third with the inside pass. Needs to move up one more spot to guarantee a place in the final. They've got 2 laps to go, and Jeminder now close to about a half-lap lead on the rest of the group. He has 1 lap to go. Battle right now is going to be for second place as LaPointe trying to hold off Johnson. It's going to come down to the final turn. Johnson going for the inside pass on LaPointe. Can LaPointe come back here to the finish line? And, oh, it was close to call, but I think LaPointe got it. Up next in the second heat, we have Thomas Coop from Santa Clarita, Matthew Thomas from Flushing Meadows, Robert Boulin from Bay State, you got Tim Van Fleet from East Penn, and Christopher Kimura from Danbury. It looks like we're all organized and ready to go. The second Masters semifinal underway here. Out in the early lead is Matthew Thomas in second. Tim Van Fleet in third. Thomas Coop in fourth is Boulon, and in fifth is Kimura. Coming around, we've got 2 laps to go as Thomas and Van Fleet are comfortably in qualifying position. Coop in third, needs to get to the line in a hurry. He's got 1 lap to go. And here comes Thomas and Van Fleet to the line. And Coop, we'll have to see if he moves on based on time. Finishing fourth, Boulon. And in fifth, Kimura. Up next, event number 72. This is Masters Group 2, ladies, in the 500-meter semifinals. Got 2 semis here. We got Lisa Anderson, Karen Verone, Kate Stewart and Danica Stein taking the top two. And the next fastest to move on. This heat featuring the 50 and the 55 Masters age group. Anderson out of Danbury, Verone out of Rochester, Stewart out of Syracuse, and Stein out of Green Mountain. It looks like Stewart's going to jump out into the early lead with Verone in second. Stein in third. And Anderson in fourth. They've got 3 laps to go. Now down to 2 laps to go as Stewart and Verone are comfortably in qualifying position. As they come around to 1 lap to go. Stewart and Verone lapping Anderson. Here they come to the line. So they'll move on, both move on into the final. Stein right now in third. Would have to advance through based on her time. And there's only 3 skaters in the next heat. So she'll take third here in the first heat.
Unofficially is number 105, Kate Stewart. Takes 62. Helmet 170, Mary Lou Nicola. Helmet 181, Jeff Nicola. And 192, Carol Moore. Heat 2 of 2, Masters 2.
So in heat number 2, we've got Mary Lou DiNicola from Direct, Jennifer Cola from Bay State, and Carol Moore from Flushing Meadows. Those are just waiting for them to get the track set. So after this, we'll have the Master Men's Group 2 semifinals with a 500, and then we'll go to our first resurface break of the day. And off the start, jumping into the lead is Cola. 500 meters is 4.5 laps. And more of the pass on the inside of Cola up into first. And Mary Lou DiNicola in third. 3 laps to go. DiNicola racing in the Masters 75 and above division. Cola part of the 55. More with the 65 age group. 2 laps to go. And DiNicola just may very well move on into the final based on her time. We've got 1 lap to go. And here comes Moore to the finish line, followed by Cola and DiNicola. Up next, event number 73, Master Men Group 2, 500-meter semis. Running 2 semis. In the first one, we have Stephen Pelsu from Great Atlantic. Got Edward Montalbano, Mario DiBartolo, and Jonathan Firminger, who don't have their clubs listed. This group featuring mastermen from both the 50 and 55 age groups. And jumping out in the early lead is Pelsu. Skater down behind the pack. I believe that was DiBartolo. 3 laps to go. In second right now is Montalbono. In third is Firminger. Down to 2 laps to go. And top 2 in the fastest third will move on. And skater down in the right-hand corner. I believe that was Montalbano. So Firminger up into second with 1 lap to go. Just needs to stay on his feet, and he'll move on into the final. Montalbano, though, with some work here, can still qualify into the final. He tries to churn up the speed again as here he comes across the finish line.
Number 128, Lonnie Amos. 118, Russell Rio. 139, James O. And number 172, Martin Harris. Heat 2 of 2.
Now go on to the Mastermen's Heat 2 featuring Lonnie Amos, Russell Ryle, James Au, and Martin Hare. Ryle from Potomac, Hare from Saratoga, Amos and Au unlisted. It technically says Direct on the sheet, but Direct is not a club, as I tried to find out what the contact info was when I saw it on the skater list to put into our advertising. Just waiting on the official so we can get started here with the final heat of our first set of the day. With the quick start, Lonnie Amos with the red top skin suit. Hare in second. In third is Ryle. And in fourth is Au. Just 3 laps remaining as Amos trying to lead wire to wire. And there goes the inside pass by Hare. Hare in now your leader, and he's off the front with 2 laps to go, and Ryle with the inside pass on Amos into a guaranteed qualifying spot. Coming around to 1 lap to go. Amos still with a chance to move on to the final with the fall by Montalbano in that last race. And here they come to the finish, as it'll be Hare, Ryle, Amos, and here comes Au.
Get out there and get some food from the food trucks. Give them the fried mason jar waffle pops from Revolution Cafe. They're going to be open all day as we lead into our grand event this evening, our 500 finals and relays.
So coming up, we'll have event number 75 through 82. We'll be back at about 11:40 Eastern Time. And if you like what SpeediCast provides, if you wouldn't mind, please going down, checking out our GoFundMe page. We could really use the support as we try to bring a better viewing experience to you at home, the viewers. We'll go across the country into the cold places so you don't have to, and bring you all the action as if you were there. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes for these semifinals. All right, folks, we're just ready to get back underway. We're going to start with event number 75. This is the Junior A Open Men 1,000-meter semifinals, taking the top two to move on into the final. This first group, we've got Henry Middlebrook out of UCB, Yuri Kola out of Bay State, and Aaron Kopp out of Saratoga Winter. And for the first race of the second set, we have a misfire on the starting gun. This is a 9-lap race taking the top two. Yuri Kola going to get on the front of the group and dictate the pace here in the early going. Kopp in second, Middlebrook in third. Down to 7 laps to go as they're settled in. Down to 6 laps to go. And the strategy here by Cole is to build the tempo at the pace he wants to. Try to see if he can unhinge anybody off the back. 5 laps to go. As they stick with him, just stay in front, and then down goes Kopp. So 3 laps to go. It's Kola and Middlebrook as the 1-2, as Kopp went down in the right-hand corner. So Kola and Middlebrook just need to make it to the line here. And they're coming up on 1 lap to go. And here comes Kola up to the finish. He'll qualify. 2 laps to go for Kopp. And here comes Middlebrook to the finish. And Kopp now on his final lap. It looked like Kopp might have hit a bad patch just past the apex block in the right-hand corner. By that short track, you think you're in a good spot. He was in qualifying position, and next thing you know, something outside of your control takes you out of the race. You just got to be prepared for those random happenings. Up next, we got the second heat for the Open A men with Joel Foster from Madison, Levi Mitchell from Phoenix, William Hall from Danbury, and Kyle Holway from Park Ridge. Again, only taking 2, so it's a 50-50 shot in this second heat. Both Joel Foster and Yuri Kola train in Wisconsin, sometimes together. So I think Foster's going to want to try and make it out of his semifinal and join Kola in the final so they can have a bit of a showdown. So William Hall going to get into the front of the group after the first corner. In second is Mitchell. In third is Foster. And in fourth is Holway. Got 7 laps to go. As it's still Hall driving the pace at the front. Down to 6 laps to go. And here comes the move by Mitchell on the inside up into first. And there goes Foster along with Holway on the inside. Foster now trying to get away from Holway. And Holway, a slight stumble on the exit and scrubbed off some speed. With 4 laps to go, it looks like Mitchell and Foster will be the ones that will qualify. But they still have to make it to the finish line. You saw with Kopp in that last semifinal that wasn't pushing the tempo, wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary, and just went down in a corner with 1 patch of ice. 2 laps to go. And Mitchell and Foster can sense that they're comfortably in qualifying position. They're definitely not going all out with 1 lap to go. As here they come to the finish. And they'll stand up before the finish, so Mitchell will take the semifinal. Foster will move on. Holway will get 3rd. Mitchell will get... Hall will get 4th. Up next is event number 75. This is, 76. This is the Junior B Ladies 1,000 meter semifinals. 2 semifinals. This first one we got Tria RN out of UCB, Ava Fradlin Ryan out of Potomac, Renee Miller out of UCB, and Isabella Main out of Glen Ellen. Taking the top 2 to move on. So with no fastest 3rd spot, we'll see what tactics get employed here. And Renee Miller going to jump out early and dictate the tempo for the race that she wants. Arun looking to move up the outside. Got the yellow card yesterday after taking out the leader in the final. So Arun up into 2nd. Your new leader is Fradlin Ryan. Isabella Main up into 3rd. She's going to have to make at least 1 pass if she wants to move on to the final. They've got 5 laps to go. Miller still fighting at the back, but starting to lose contact with the group. Main on the tail of Arun. Arun in qualifying position to see if she might try to move up and guarantee herself a spot. Isabella Main looks like she wanted to try to make an outside pass. Blocked off by Arun. Main going on the outside here. 2 laps to go. Main now going on the inside. Cannot get through. Going to come around to 1 lap to go. This might come down to the final corner. Main looking to move up 1 spot. Here we come to the line. And it'll be Fradlin Ryan, Arun, Main. And here comes Miller. There she is. In the second semi, we've got Sarah Crovella out of Syracuse, Elizabeth Johnson out of Santa Clarita, and Una Wilhoit out of Lakewood. It's going to be Johnson that's going to jump out into the lead. Will Hoyt into second. They've already jumped away from Crovella. They're going to make her chase with 8 laps to go. And top 2 moving on. No fastest third. Seven laps to go. And Johnson clear of Will Hoyt now. Will Hoyt pretty far away from Crovella with 6 laps to go. Crovella still needs to keep fighting, though. You never know. We've seen skaters go down without anybody around them this weekend. You still have to be ready to pounce if your opportunity presents itself. 4 laps to go for Johnson, the leader. Now 2 laps to go for Johnson. No drama going on as of right now. 1 lap to go. Is Johnson going to lap Crovella? And Johnson at the finish, so she'll take first. Here comes Will Hoyt. She'll also qualify. And just waiting on Crovella. And now moving on from the Junior B ladies, we go to the Junior B men. Event number 77. This is their 1,000 meter semifinals. We've got William Valentine from Park City, Christian Ladegaard out of Potomac, Alex Pack and Benjamin Verdeen out of Cornerstone, taking the top 2 to move on to the final. No fastest third again. And it's going to be the 1,500 meter start here out of the Junior B men. Going to go nice and slow. Without that fastest third spot, there's not much motivation to go quickly early. They've got 8 laps to go. Everybody going to try to save as much energy as they can. Right now it's Valentine leading the way. Ladegaard in second, Verdeen in third, and Pack in fourth. And now Pack launches off from the back of the group, gets in front of Valentine. That moves Valentine down into second, Ladegaard into third. Down goes Verdeen in the left side corner. Four laps to go for the leading group. Pack and Valentine out of striking distance for Ladegaard right now. They've got 3 laps to go. Ladegaard still with a chance to make the final, but he's got to close down about 10 meters. And Valentine trying to push Pack along a little bit faster. Does not want to let Ladegaard get caught back up. 1 lap to go. As Pack and Valentine go through the final corner. It'll be Pack, Valentine, Ladegaard. And just waiting on for Dean, who has one more lap to go. And here comes for Dean to the finish.
Okay, now on to heat 2 of the 1,000-meter semifinals. Speed 400, Nathaniel Casson.
Up in the second heat, we have Nathaniel Casson out of UCB, Joseph Hatcham out of UCB, John Lee out of Puget Sound, and Andrew Kim out of Potomac. 4 skaters fighting for 2 spots. See if we get the same kind of slow start as we had in the first heat, or if somebody wants to try to change up. Sorry, change up their racing strategy here. Sometimes just catching the rest of the guys off guard, even if you're a slower skater, is enough to maybe get you an advancement. So it's going to be a slow start out of the second heat. Want to try to save some energy for the final. Now it's Andrew Kim leading the way with Hatcham and Casson. In behind, moving up into third, it goes John Lee. Tempo starting to build here as we're at 6 laps to go. Lee able to get up into second. Had a slight slip in the corner, able to hold his footing and his position. Right now he's got Hatcham on his tail. Casson looking to pass his own teammate there on the inside, up into third. They come around the corner. They'll have 3 laps to go. Lee trying to hold off Casson. Kim trying to move off the front of the group. Wants to stay out of trouble. Down to 2 laps to go. As Casson right on the tail of Lee. Hatcham trying to get back in the mix. 1 lap to go. Hatcham skates the wide line, trying to build up speed for this penultimate corner. And Lee back on the tail of Kim. Here they go into the final corner. Coming to the line. And on the inside, and oh, it was close. But I think it'll still be Kim, Lee, Casson at the finish. And that'll conclude event number 77. Up next, event number 78. This is the Master Ladies Group 1 500-meter final. In this final, we have Charisse Wilkins from Syracuse, Amy Peck from Saratoga, Maura Zimmer from Bay State, Melissa Koenig from Glen Ellen, and Nicole Zayats from Buffalo. It's going to be Wilkins and Peck that are going to jump off the front of the group early here. They were about 3 seconds behind the national record Although the national record for Wilkins is different than it is for Peck, because Wilkins is in the Masters 30 age group. Peck is in the 45 age group. 2 laps to go. And Peck and Wilkins really mixing it up in this 500 meters. Coming around, they'll have 1 lap to go. Wilkins trying to get away from the Olympian. It's going to come down to the final corner, see what Peck has in her bag of tricks. She's going to try to go on the inside and at the line, and oh, heavens to Betsy, the leg kick by Wilkins seals it at the end. Finishing in 3rd was Maura Zimmer, in 4th, Koenig, and in 5th, Zayats. Up next, event number 79. This is the Master Men Group 1 500-meter final. We've got Kevin Jeminder from Midland, Matthew Thomas from Flushing Meadows, Tim Van Fleet from East Penn, Chris LaPointe from Saratoga Winter, and Steve Johnson from Oval Speed. It's going to be Jeminder jumping out into the lead. He's going to let everybody else sort themselves out for 2nd place. Right now it's Thomas in 2nd. Getting passed on the inside by Van Fleet. Johnson right now sitting in 4th behind Thomas. Sorry, that's actually LaPointe in 4th. Johnson's in 5th. Here comes Jeminder out to 1 lap to go. Van Fleet establishing himself in 2nd place. Thomas trying to hold on to 3rd. He's going to have to hold off LaPointe. It's going to come down to the final corner here as they dig for the line. And Thomas will take 3rd. Jeminder took 1st, and Van Fleet got 2nd. Up next is event number 80. This is the Master Ladies Group 2 500-meter final. We've got Carol Moore from Flushing Meadows, Kate Stewart from Syracuse, Karen Verone from Rochester, Jennifer Cola from Bay State, and Mary Lou DiNicola out of, well, not quite sure out of where. Currently in the lead, it's Moore in 2nd. Is Stewart in 3rd. Verone in 4th is Cola, and in 5th is DiNicola. 3 laps to go. Stewart looking to try to catch Moore. 2 laps remaining. Moore still comfortable in the lead, just has 1 lap to go, needing to hold off Stewart. And it's going to come down to the final corner here to the line, and it'll be Moore, Stewart, and Verone as your top 3. Sorry, folks, got a little distracted. This is the Master Men's Group 2 500-meter final. We got Martin Hare, Russell Ryle, Stephen Pelsu, Lonnie Amos, and Jonathan Firminger in this group. Out in the lead, that's Martin Hare from Saratoga. Amos in second. In third is Ryle from Potomac. In fourth is Firminger. And in fifth is Pelsu. 1 lap to go. Firminger looking to make the inside pass on Amos, puts it through up into third. Here they come to the line. Ryle gets second. Firminger gets third. Amos gets fourth. So that was event number 81 of the Masters Men. Up next is event number 82, Master Men Group 3 500-meter final. We've got Alan Marcoson from Lakewood, Alan Cook from Bay State, James Koo from Potomac, Gary Martin from Park Ridge, Joseph Balbo from Lakewood, and Al Harding from Garden State. With a tight pack off the start, and coming out of the bunch is Joseph Balbo. In second is Koo. In third, Al Harding. They've separated themselves from the rest of the group. They come around, they'll have 2 laps to go. And now Balbo looks to be clear. You never know what might happen. This is short track after all. And Koo still looking strong here, and it looks like he's actually closing down the gap to Balbo. 1 lap to go. Koo has it down to about under 2 meters. Here they come through the final corner, up to the finish. At the line, it'll be Balbo, Koo, and Harding, with Martin taking 4th. And Koo giving Balbo a pat on the back for a good race. So coming up next, we'll have events number 83 through 89. That'll be the Junior A's men and women, the Junior B's men and women, and Master Group men 1 and 2, 1,500 meters. That'll be the finals for the Junior A's and B's in the 1,000. So that's what we'll go to when we come back. If you enjoy our live stream, appreciate what we've done the last 3 seasons. Would really love it if you could go and check out our GoFundMe page. We want to try to make improvements to our broadcasting capabilities, try to bring you the best picture we can and the best coverage we can. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes. That puts us at about 12:25 here Eastern Time. All right, folks. We're ready to start with some more finals. This is event number 83, the Junior A Open Ladies 1,000-meter final, with Stephanie Velez, Elena Schwartzik, Sydney Holmes, and Leica Reyes. First race of the day for these ladies. So they got the morning off yesterday, got the morning off today as we are now in the afternoon. Currently in the lead is Reyes, in second is Velez, in third is Schwartzik, and in fourth is Holmes. And Holmes moving up the outside. Wants to take control of the race as they come around to 6 laps to go. Schwartzik moving up on the inside, sliding back up into second, does not want to give up too much ground. Here we come to 5 laps to go as Velez positions herself behind Schwartzik. Now 4 laps to go. There goes Schwartzik on the inside of Holmes. And following the lane was Velez. And another almost fall, but a not fall. Velez able to hold together. Looks like Yuri Kola from Nationals back in Madison. And then down goes Holmes in the corner. Schwartzik right now in the lead. And they're going to stop the race as Holmes is struggling to get up. Holmes able to get to her feet, but she was struggling to get up in that corner. And for race safety, they will stop the race. It's not only her safety, to consider the other skaters as well. And it looks like Holmes going to be able to get off the ice under her own power. Well, from where we're set up, it looked like she went head first into the pads. Typically when you're falling, you want to try to put your back or your posterior to the pads. So now we'll have to get the ladies back on the line for a restart. And they're going to have to start from the very beginning. And at this point, some of them have already played their hands at their racing strategy. And Velez going to be penalized for impeding. So they're going to open the door to let her off. So it's going to just be a one-on-one showdown between Schwartzik and Reyes. They're off again. It's 9 laps to the finish. And now it's a real cat and mouse game as it's just 1-on-1. As Swartzik takes in behind Reyes. Question is, when will the pandemonium begin? Depends if Swartzik thinks he can unhitch Reyes and go from a distance out, maybe at the 4 or 5 lap to go mark. Or it could come down to the final 2 laps. It just depends what the ladies are feeling. They've got 6 laps to go. And again, this is after already getting through the majority of the race and having to stop because of safety purposes. It's 5 laps to go. They're still building in their speed. I'd say they're not going quite at 80% yet. And now here comes the move from Swartzik with 4 laps to go. She goes on the inside. Reyes able to hold on to Swartzik's slipstream. 3 laps to go. So Reyes right now able to take advantage of the draft, saving a little bit of energy with 2 laps to go. Swartzik trying to unhitch her as she tries to pick up the pace off the front. Building out of these corners, she's starting to put a little bit of a gap. 1 lap to go. And Swartzik able to unhitch Reyes, who's now out of the slipstream, is not getting any benefits. It's skating alone to the line. So it'll be Swartzik and Reyes. Up next is event number 84. This is the Junior A Open Men 1,000-meter final, featuring Yuri Kola out of Bay State, Levi Mitchell out of Phoenix, Joel Foster out of Madison, and Henry Middlebrook out of UCB. And off the start is going to be Middlebrook, who takes up the lead of the pack. Foster in second, Mitchell in third, Kola in fourth. And granted, in the 500 meters, you typically want to try to be in the top 2 spots early. Kola in a good spot here in the back. Nobody can see when he's going to be accelerating. So he'll be able to launch an almost blind attack. I think it'll come in the corner in the left. And here it comes here as Kola accelerates around from the back. He's on the outside of Middlebrook right now, but moves up into first position. Middlebrook trying to respond here. And Mitchell starting to get dropped off the back of Foster, but Mitchell with an acceleration able to get up around the outside of Foster. Mitchell up into third, looking to try to get in front of Middlebrook. Foster in fourth, but they're both eyeing up Middlebrook. And there goes Foster with the inside pass. That moves Mitchell back down to fourth. Middlebrook into third. 2 laps to go, and Kola well off the front of the group. Middlebrook and Mitchell bumping in the corner. Here's 1 lap to go. Foster trying to keep away and hold on to his second place spot. Middlebrook still in third. Mitchell falling off the back of Middlebrook through the final corner. So it'll be Kola, Foster, Middlebrook, Mitchell. Next event number 85. This is the Junior B Ladies 500 or 1,000 meter final. Has Elizabeth Johnson out of Santa Clarita, Ava Fradlin Ryan out of Potomac, Shreya Arin out of UCB, and Una Wilhoit out of Lakewood. And it's going to be Johnson who jumps out in front. Arun wants to get into the lead early, and a blade touch there between Johnson and Fradlin Ryan. We might have a huddling of the heads of state after this one. We'll have to see if they go and review that. Johnson up into second. 7 laps to go. So our pack is together. Johnson trying to get around Arun. Fradlin Ryan now trying to move up on the outside. Wilhoit tucked there in behind. Still staying in contact and getting the full draft. Fradlin Ryan looks a little uncomfortable in that third place spot. 5 laps to go. And it's still Johnson in the lead with Arun in second. 4 laps to go. And Wilhoit now falling off the back. Got 3 laps to go. Fradlin Ryan looking to try to get around Arun. Just 2 laps to go, and we start to see the energy coming up a little short. 1 lap to go. Fradlin Ryan, does she have an answer to get around Arun and improve her place by 1 more? Johnson looks to be comfortable in the lead. Here they go through the final corner, and here we come to the line. It'll be Johnson, Arun, Fradlin Ryan, and here comes Wilhoit. Up next, event number 86, the Junior B Men's 1,000 meter final with Andrew Kim out of Potomac, John Lee out of Puget Sound, Alex Pack, and Will Valentine out of Park City. It's going to be Valentine that's going to take the lead as Lee slots in second, Kim in third, and Pack in fourth. 8 laps to go. Seven laps to go as Lee had to stand up a little bit in that straightaway to avoid running right into the back of Valentine. Now Valentine starting to build the pace off the front with 6 laps to go. Going to force the rest of the skaters to respond to this acceleration. And then on the inside, there goes Kim up into second on Lee. Pack now trying to move up on Lee. They're tight into the corner, and they manage to stay on their feet, but Pack scrubbing up a lot of speed. That might let Valentine and Kim be off the front For the remainder, down to 3 laps to go. Valentine still leading with Kim in second. There goes Pack trying to get around the outside of Lee, and the move can't get through again as Lee holds on to third place. 2 laps to go. Pack trying again and jockeying with Lee. Now there goes Kim on the inside of Valentine. 1 lap to go. Pack still does not have an answer to try to get around Lee. Kim and Valentine coming to the finish. And Pack going to try it one last time, and he will not get past Lee at the finish. So it'll be Kim, Valentine, Lee, and Pack as your finishing order. Up next, event number 88. This is the Master Men Group 1, 1,500-meter semifinals. In this first semi, we've got Kevin Jeminder out of Midland, David Francombe out of Green Mountain, Steve Johnson out of Oval Speed, Alan Valenti out of Connecticut, and Chris LaPointe out of Saratoga. It looks like we're going to the video review on that last race. Imagine it's going to be to look at the battle between John Lee and Alex Pack. And they're over at the... So both Pack and Lee penalized in that last race. And that'll take away their points in the standings for the age group. It's a slow start out of the Mastermen. The weekend so far, we'd seen Kevin Jeminder jump off the group early, but this is a 1,500. Going to try to save a little bit of energy before making his move. In the lead right now is Alan Valenti, and second is LaPointe. And in third is Johnson with Jeminder there in fourth. And they're taking the top 3 to move on to the final. It's a movement as LaPointe goes now into the lead. Still close together at the front with a group of 4 with 9 laps to go. A slight stumble in the corner by Valenti, able to stay on his feet. Seen that a few times this weekend so far. I'm sure we'll see it a few more times as we get into the 500 meters. And building off the front is LaPointe. He's putting a gap on Valenti. Valenti trying to move away from Johnson. And Johnson's got Jeminder right on his tail. And there's a pass on the inside. Johnson moving up into third. 4 laps to go, and there goes Jaminder up into third. So it's LaPointe, Johnson, and Jaminder in the qualifying positions right now for the final. And there goes Jaminder around Johnson. We've got 2 laps to go. And Jaminder going to make the catch on LaPointe with 1 lap to go. I'll see if Jaminder goes for the pass. He's just going to stand up, make sure he doesn't get penalized. And then he's going to dig for the finish. And he pips him right at the line. So it'll be Jaminder LaPointe. Coming up next, after Masters Men Group 1, we'll have Masters Group 2, their 1,500-meter semifinals. And then we'll take our next reservice break before we come back for the finals. Up next in the second heat, we have Tim Van Fleet out of East Penn, Christopher Chamora out of Danbury, Matthew Thomas out of Flushing Meadows, Robert Boulin out of Bay State, and Thomas Coop out of Santa Clarita. And back with us is Carl Seprin.
Morning, Gordon.
Morning. Actually, it's technically now we're in the afternoon. We got a bit of a late start today, which was a little nice reprieve after the long day yesterday.
It did feel good to sleep in. I'm actually in Central Time mode at the moment. I'm just thinking about the folks at the Meltdown at the Pettit, the last long track meet of the year, as they take the ice out this week. And they're just about wrapping up there with the 100-meter costume dash races, featuring the pig and the snow leopard mascots. And big shout out to the folks in Milwaukee. And it's been a great season, capped off by the Olympic trials, and we hope you're having fun celebrating the end of the season in style.
So at 10 laps to go here, the current leader is Van Fleet. In second is Thomas. In third is Coop, and taking the top 3. So right now they're the ones in qualifying position. And I have 8 laps to go, so under 1,000 meters left. And down to 7 laps to go. For some of these Masters, this will be their last race of the weekend. After this, we'll have the finals for all the Masters age groups, and then they'll be done for the weekend. We got 6 laps to go now.
It's been an exciting 2 days of Masters racing. The 500s earlier today were particularly exciting. You had quite the duel there between Amy Peterson and Charisse Wilkins. I believe that Peterson skated a 49.99, and that should be a Masters 40 to 49 age class record.
Well, I have to see what they do with the records, because I think the old record books was from 40 was 40 to 49, but now they've divided them into 40 and 45. We'll have to see if they keep those records the same. Got 2 laps to go here, and still Tim Van Fleet in the lead with Matthew Thomas in second and Thomas Coop in third as they're in qualifying position, and they've got 1 lap to go.
Yep. Kevin Jeminder is out there too, really burning it up, and he's back, and he's already in the record books, and looks like he's going to lower some of his old records. And either way, Peterson will be either in the new classification with a national record, or she'll go down under the old logs, and her name will be entered there among the fastest masters in United States history.
It looks like we're just waiting now on one more skater. That would be Robert Boulon. As he finishes up. Now we have our next event. This is Masters Men Group 2 1500 meter final event semifinal event number 89 with Mario DiBartolo, Jonathan Firminger, Russell Ryle out of Potomac, and Stephen Pelsu out of Great Atlantic.
It's good to see Mario out there. Mario is perhaps more widely known in the speed skating community as a manufacturer and retailer of speed skating equipment. Mario has an engineering background and a number of years with GE that he has applied to his passion of speed skating. And like any good engineer, he is out there periodically testing out the equipment himself in real life experience, and it's great to see him join the racing this weekend.
So taking the top 3 out of these 4 for these 2 semifinals. So you have to like your chances here if you're one of these master skaters. It's really just about surviving to the end longer than, and just not to be the slowest at the end. They've still got 11 laps to go. Now down to 10 laps. Currently the leader is Pelsu. In second is DiBartolo. In third, Firminger. And in fourth is Ryle. Right now keeping everything civil. They've got 9 laps to go. That's 1,000 meters. They're a third of the way done.
Yeah, I would expect to see some kind of movement, perhaps with 4 to 5 laps to go. Right now, they're just kind of calculating out how they're feeling and how much gas they have in the tank, how much energy they want to spend, how much they need to spend, what they think their opponents will have left. And it's a bit of a chess game, or like solving a puzzle.
Everything still civil. They're going to be coming around to 6 laps to go. You'll see who decides to break the truce first. I think that we'll get under 500 meters to go before somebody really decides to launch an attack out of this group. Now 5 laps to go.
It's kind of like a game of musical chairs. When the music stops, one of these folks is going to be out of a spot in the final, and the other 3 are going to move on.
Now 4 laps to go as they're starting to build a little bit more speed. And now Ryle does not want to be on the back. You can see him starting to build on the outside. Fermier moving up into second. And there goes Ryle on the outside. As he gets by DiBartolo, and he goes all the way into first. Just 2 laps to go.
It's not surprising very often the strongest skater will sit at the very back of the pack until the very end because they know what they're capable of and they've got the capacity to just put on the burst at the end and, they have that confidence, so they will often sit deep in the back. Looks like there's a battle on here for second and third.
So Ryle gets first. Second goes to Pelsu. Third goes to Fermier. They'll qualify, and DiBartolo comes in fourth.
It was a good effort by Mario. He was right in the hunt till the very end, and this will end his weekend, and he can go back to Special Equipment Company and fill some more orders, design some new product, and hopefully we'll see him back next year on the racing circuit.
Well, up next in the second semifinal, we've got Edward Montalbano, James Au, Martin Hare out of Saratoga, and Lonnie Amos.
And here is another one of those skaters like Jeminder and Peterson this weekend who's been attempting to rewrite some of the record books. Looking really strong. And Hare also skates quite a bit of long track. He's a very versatile skater in both disciplines.
So they're off on their 13.5 lap race. I think it'll take them should take them over 2 minutes to get around and done with it all. And Amos, trying to get off the front of the group early, only has to be in the top 3. So as long as he's not in the last when it's all said and done, but he definitely seems to favor the shorter distances from what we've seen out of him the last couple of years.
Well, I was talking to him earlier this weekend, and I know it's been a little tough training-wise. He comes from an inline background, but it's tough to inline throughout the winter to maintain fitness. And coming from the Columbus area, unfortunately, they've had a struggle getting ice and keeping the club together. So Lonnie's had a little bit of a challenge this year maintaining his fitness, but again, a very strong skater and certainly has been challenging at the shorter distances. Looks like he's trying to put a gap on and make the other guys work and saying, come catch me, guys, here.
And so now Hare out in the lead, Amos in second. In third is Montalbano, and they've got 7 laps to go. So they put James Au off the back.
Really good to see James out here. James just completed the level 1 coaching course this past summer, and he's been dedicating himself to not only becoming a better skater himself, but helping the other skaters out in the southwest part of the country where he resides. Course was in Phoenix. He came from Southern California along with a teammate, and again, just like Mario, decided to come out and extend his season a bit and race nationals and get more experience. And it's, again, great to see him competing here.
It looks like Montalbano is caught up to Amos. You mentioned coaching level 1. What's the difference between what other than level 1? I assume there are other numbers there. But what does each level represent, and what does it allow a coach to do?
Well, basically, that's a good question. Level 1, there's level 1, 2, and 3. And there's actually a level below level 1 that's called a novice coach. And the The novice coach is basically somebody who can help with the Learn to Speed Skate programs. That's what that level is targeted at. Level 1 is a club coach. Level 2 is an advanced club coach, where you can typically find the level 2 coaches at nationals and AM Cups and the high level domestic meets. And then level 3 is targeted at preparing the coaches for international competition.
So that'll conclude that set of racing. When we come back, it'll be the final set of the Masters Finals. So we'll come back here for events 91 through 95 as they race their last race on the day, and then the Masters get their awards, and we'll take a break for lunch, and we'll get the rest of the skaters warmed up for the afternoon or for the later session. We got a lot of 500s to get through today.
It's going to be an exciting afternoon. The 500s are always a treat. They are packed with top-end speed passes and strategy and blocking. I think it's the most exciting day of the 3 days. And then we're going to conclude the day with the relay finals, too. And that is, again, another high-octane type of event. And the hottest ticket in the Olympics of all the events is the short track relays. And we're going to get our own version of that here later this evening. So please stay tuned. Come back after the break, and we'll bring you some more excitement here from Saratoga Springs.
So we'll be back here in about 10 minutes. That puts us at about 1:13 Eastern Time. If you like what SpeediCast has done in bringing you the racing action live this season from across the country, please check out our GoFundMe page down in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and go follow us on Facebook to get updates of what we're doing when we're off air. And if you're interested in trying out speed skating, there's a link down in the description that will take you to the Team USA page. It has a long list of clubs. You might have one closer than you think to your hometown. If you're interested in speed skating, that's a place you should check out. We'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are
Helmet number 137.
just about ready to get back underway.
Laura Zimmer. Helmet 115. Joy Weber. Helmet number 104.
We're going to start running here through our final Masters events. We've got 5 races to get through here, and then the Masters will be done for the weekend. So, starting off with the first Masters final. This is event number 91, Master Ladies Group 1 1500 meter final. This one has Nicole Zayats, Maura Zimmer, Joy Weber, Amy Peck, also known as Amy Peterson, Charisse Wilkins, Melissa Koenig, and Laura Alexander. Let's see how this race develops. It's 13 and a half laps. Got 7 ladies in the field. 1 former Olympian. And skaters already jockeying for position. Not going too quick yet, but they want to make sure that they're in a good position. Your current leader, Nicole Zayats. In second is Charisse Wilkins. In third, Amy Peck. In fourth is Melissa Koenig. In fifth, Maura Zimmer. And in sixth, Joy Weber. And off the back is Laura Alexander. Let's see. These Master Ladies are just going to try to tick some laps down before Wilkins and Peck try to jump away. They've got 10 laps to go. There goes Wilkins up into the lead. And Peck now moving up into second to make sure she shadows Wilkins. And Koenig now wants to move up into third. She doesn't want to miss the acceleration that those two might start to generate, but she's getting counterpassed. See if she can try to block her way back into third. She's forced to take the wide line, having to expend a little bit more energy to try to hold her position. Now moving up, Zimmer does not want to lose contact with Koenig. And Zimmer going around into third. Wilkins still the one driving at the front. Peck comfortable in second. And Zimmer on the tail of that group, so she's getting a little bit of a reprieve in the draft, but having to probably go closer to her top speed in order to hold it with them. 5 laps to go, and now Wilkins starting to kick up the notches as they dislodge Zimmer. Three laps to go. And Peck going on the inside of Wilkins. See if Wilkins can jump on the train. Peck trying to leave Wilkins behind with 2 laps to go. Zimmer still comfortably in third. 1 lap to go as Peck is away from Wilkins. Wilkins still fighting, trying to get back. With in contention for first. But here they come to the line. It'll be Peck Wilkins. And as long as she stays on her feet, it looks like Zimmer will finish in third. And coming around the final corner, here's Melissa the Corgi Koenig to the finish, ahead of Zayats. I think just waiting now on Weber and Alexander. And Alexander still with 1 lap to go. And here comes Alexander to the finish.
Unofficially, helmet number 104. Texas event 92. This will be the Masters Group.
Up next, event number 92. This is Master Men Group 1 1,500 meter final.
Demeter, helmet 182, Chris LaPointe. 171, Steve Johnson. 117.
In this final, we have Kevin Jeminder from Midland, Chris LaPointe from Saratoga, Steve Johnson from Oval Speed, Tim Van Fleet from East Penn, Matthew Thomas from Flushing Meadows, and Thomas Coop from Santa Clarita. This Masterman Group 1 off to a incredibly slow start. I thought maybe Kevin Jeminder would try to jump off early and try to get done as quickly as possible. And Jeminder not going to go to the front. Let's see if he forces him to pick up the tempo. And he's not pushing it too much just yet, but he's going to take a peek behind to see where everybody's lining up. In second right now is Steve Johnson. In third is Thomas. And coming around the outside, there goes Van Fleet. They've got 11 laps to go. And now the other master skaters passing Jeminder. He's letting them get around him. 10 laps to go. With LaPointe as your new leader. Johnson in second. Thomas in third, getting passed by Jeminder on the inside. Here comes an acceleration from Van Fleet on the outside. As Van Fleet wants to get up in front of the pack, stay out of the danger. Jeminder defending third place. Thomas coming in as they bump. And now the pace starting to lift. They hit the line. It'll be 7 laps to go. And Van Fleet daring anybody to try to come up and get in front of him. LaPointe in second, Jeminder in third. 6 laps to go. And Thomas still there in behind Jeminder. Coop in fifth. And Johnson in sixth. And here comes the acceleration from Jeminder. As he goes around the outside with 4 laps to go. And he moves into the lead ahead of Van Fleet. And skater down in the corner. That'll move Thomas up into third, Coop into fourth. Skater that went down was Chris LaPointe. 2 laps to go. With Van Fleet still in behind Jeminder. See if Jeminder can unhitch him with 1 lap to go. He's starting to put a little bit of a gap. And Jeminder going to put it up to about 90% speed through the final lap as he comes to the finish line. Crossing in first, it'll be Van Fleet in second. Thomas in third, just ahead of Coop. Johnson finishing in 5th. And here comes LaPointe to finish in 6th after the fall.
Unofficially, number 160, Kevin. Move on to event 93. This is a Group 2 Masters. Ladies, final.
Up next, event number 93, Masters Group 2 Ladies, 1,500-meter final. This final we have Karen Verone out of Rochester, Lisa Anderson out of Danbury, Mary Lou DiNicola out of Direct, Danica Stein out of Green Mountain, Jennifer Cola out of Bay State, Kate Stewart out of Syracuse, and Carol Moore out of Flushing Meadows. The Master Ladies Group 2. Leading the way is Kate Stewart. In 2nd is Carol Moore. In 3rd is Karen Verone. In 4th is Jennifer Cola. In 5th is Mary Lou DiNicola. 11 laps to go for the senior ladies, or Masters ladies. Our senior is typically 19 into the 20s. Sometimes they consider the 30s a master skater. Nine laps to go for our leading group of 3. Stewart still setting the pace at the front. Moore still in there in 2nd, with Verone just sitting on the back in 3rd. 7 laps to go. And Verone getting unhitched from Moore. They've got 6 laps to go. This is their last race of the weekend. Can leave it all out on the line. And there goes the pass on the inside by Moore up into 1st. Moves Stewart into 2nd. You still got to skate to the finish. You never know. Somebody might lose an edge in the corner. It's 4 laps to go as Moore as the new leader. Stewart about 10 meters behind Moore. And Verone about a straightaway behind Stewart. And now Moore starting to lap the field. Moore on her final 2 laps as they come around to hit the line. That'll be 1 to go, and the pain can stop. As Verone coming up to the finish line here through the final corner. She'll take the win. Stewart finishes 2nd. Coming around is Verone in 3rd. I think DiNicola is ahead of Cola. Oh, no, it looks like Cola finishes in 4th. Dina Cola looks like Dina Cola coming to the finish here. That would put her in 5th. Just waiting on Anderson and Stein here as they're pretty close together coming to the finish. They thought they had 1 lap to go, but looks like that was their finish. That concludes Masters Ladies Group 2 for the weekend. Just have 2 groups of men remaining. This is event number 94. Mastermen Group 2 1,500 meter final. Has Martin Hare out of Saratoga, Edward Montalbano, Lonnie Amos, Russell Ryle out of Potomac, Stephen Pelsu out of Great Atlantic, and Jonathan Firminger. It looks like it's going to be a slow start here for the Master men. Ages ranging from 50 to 59. Split into 2 groups, so it's 50 to 54, 55 to 59. Combined here, though, for this weekend to have more skaters in the group. They used to run them in 10-year increments. But typically growing up, for the younger skaters, you're only in your age class for 2 years. So it's quite a spread to go from 2 years to 10 with the Masters. That's why they're trying to move it down into 5-year increments to make it a little bit more fair for the Master skaters in the back half of the decade they're in. Currently the leader is Martin Hare. In 2nd is Montalbano. In 3rd, Amos. In 4th is Pelsu. In 5th is Ryle. And in 6th is Firminger. Everybody just lying in wait. Let's see who decides to pounce first. 8 laps to go. And everybody's still content to sit on the slipstream of Hare. Looks like Ryle trying to move up the outside into 4th position on the tail of Amos. Now the tempo slowly building here as you're off the back. Firminger almost going down, able to stay on his feet and make a pass up into 5th. They have 5 laps to go, and now they're starting to really pick up the pace. As Hare driving at the front, does not want Montalbano to challenge him for the lead. Amos still in there in 3rd. Going to try to stay inside the top 3. As Russell Ryle is in 4th. 3 laps to go. And down to 2 laps to go as Hare is clean off the front. There's a battle right now between Montalbano and Amos for 2nd place. Ryle struggling, trying to get back up into contention for the podium. 1 lap to go for Hare. Amos wanting to go on the inside, puts a hand on Montalbano. Both of them stay up. And Amos scrubbed off too much speed, so Hare will come in first. Montalbano in 2nd, Amos in 3rd. Ryle in 4th. Firminger almost getting ahead of Ryle at the end. But he finishes in 5th. And Pelsu finishes in 6th. That'll conclude the Mastermen Group 2. Up next, event number 95. This is Master Group 3 Men, 1,500 meter final. Has James Koo from Potomac, Gary Martin from Park Ridge, Alan Cook from Bay State, Joseph Balbo from Lakewood, Alan Marcosin from Lakewood, and Al Harding from Garden State. This will be our last race of the early session, and we'll go to our lunch break and the warm-up for the Junior Cs, the Am Cup, the Junior Es, the Junior Ds. It looks like we need to have a repair down by the finish line. It looks like the antenna line they use for the transponders may have got caught by the Zamboni. And now it's sticking up out of the ice. They're going to try to pack it in just to keep it out of the way of the skate blades. They're just waiting for them to finish up this ice repair. Looks like they're able to get everything packed in. And when all this was just one race to go here in this session, they're going to fix it while we're on the lunch break. Again, this is a Master Men Group 3 1,500 meter final. Ages 60 to 75. And they're off, and Gary Martin going to jump out early here. Let's see if he forces the pack to go all out from the beginning. 13 laps to go, and Martin going to try to lead this wire to wire. Joseph Balbo currently in second. In third is James Koo. In fourth, Alan Marcosin. In fifth, Alan Cook, and in sixth is Al Harding. So Martin trying to do it all on his own. Trying to lead all 13 and a half laps. He's got 10 laps to go. And unless Balbo and Koo can work together, I'm not sure if they'll be able to catch him, as he's got a straightaway lead with 9 laps to go. Martin going to be pushing everything into the red line here just to stay ahead of the group. Once you've made a move like that, you've got to try to make it stick. And now Koo lining up to get around Balbo here. He's got 7 laps to try to chase down Martin. He's got to cover a straightaway at least. And Martin doesn't appear to be fading yet. 6 laps to go. It's still more than a blue line to blue line. And Koo putting his hand on his thigh. Definitely starting to feel the burn. but it looks like he's making up a little bit of ground with each lap. It's down to about blue line to blue line with 5 laps to go. Martin trying to hold off Koo. Koo having to expend a lot of energy here just to make the catch. Now it's down to blue line to red line, 4 laps to go. And Koo coming back from a long way. Both hands on his knees. He took a breather there through the corner. 3 laps to go. And you can definitely tell that they're really starting to feel the burn here. Koo going for the outside pass, not even taking straightaway pushes, just doing a few crossovers, trying to get as much push out and take the pressure off the legs. Koo, the new leader, with 2 laps to go. Martin in second. Balbo here in third. Probably too far behind Martin. Koo, though, coming back from a straightaway down to take the lead, coming around the final corner, and he'll take the win. Martin here trying to hold on to silver as Balbo makes it a little bit closer in the end, and he finishes third. Finishing in fourth, believe that will be Alan Cook. Oh, it looks like Cook might still have a few laps to go here. It's hard to tell what happens when, in these longer distances, when skaters start getting lapped, is who has what.
All right, that takes us to our break. Just for reference, we're going to be adjusting the time schedule a little bit. We've got to do some ice repair here, so we're going to go to our lunch break. We will announce shortly when the warm-ups for the next group will be. We'll also be doing the Masters medal ceremony shortly.
So we'll be taking our long lunch break. When we come back, we'll start with the Junior C's and B men along with the Am Cup men as they have heats and quarterfinals to run. And there'll be a break in here for the Junior E, D, and C quarterfinals. So we'll be back later in the afternoon. We'll post the time on our Facebook page. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you like what we do, if you'd please consider donating to our GoFundMe page. We've had a couple of donations so far. We really appreciate it. We want to try to make everything we do better for you, the viewer at home, and to make it a little easier to get to more meets across the country. Also, don't forget to check with our Facebook page so you can get the start time of the afternoon session and the start time for tomorrow. And we'll try to see if we can get some results up at some point today. But I'm Gordon Seprin here in Saratoga Springs with SpeediCast. We'll be back in the afternoon for a continuation of Age Group Nationals and Am Cup 3.